Hello. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing good. I actually wanted to share a little bit about my test experience. I don't want to just have a status that said, I passed. Thank you to everybody who helped me. And that's it. I want a little bit more because I feel like before today, before passing, I would get a get some kind of weird feeling every time I see my friends pass, or they would post that they passed or something, and I would just feel some kind of I don't know. It just like a sting, like they passed, that's good, but damn, like what if they do? Is there a secret? Is there some kind of like formula that people use to pass or something? You know. But aside from that, like I think I did overall obviously realize what my obstacle was, and that was test anxiety. And I learned that when I felt the first test. It wasn't that I didn't know the content, because I felt like I knew the content actually very well, and I actually knew that in my practice with people and through school and my work. Like the content was easy. But when I got into that test the first time around, there were all these other things, like how come I can't read the question right away? How come I keep looking at the time? Like oh God, the time is passing by so fast. And that ended up, I didn't know what that was, because I had actually never really experienced that before. So over time, I realized I took a break from everything, and then I realized that it was test anxiety. So I just developed a little routine for myself, which included more exercise, more eating right, more self-care, however I could, and focusing on those things. That's what helped me pass both exams. And so, and even today, like when I went to take the test, Lord, I have very positive self-talk, which is something that I've been developing over time, because prior to taking the first test, I had very negative self-talk. Like you're not even that I wouldn't pass, but just other things that weren't helpful, like you're stupid, or you're not doing that right, or you're not smart enough, or you're not cool enough, like you don't look like some of the social workers who are, like that kind of stupid stuff, just negativity. And so I really worked on changing those things. And so this morning when I woke up, I don't even know, I sang to the dog for a few minutes. I ate breakfast. I took time to remember my snacks and some tips, like this one lady told me before I had even taken the first test, repeated the first test, which was in August. She was this older lady that works at my job, and she didn't know me. Like we worked at different offices, but I told her about the test, and I told her, I was like, I don't think that like my work as a case manager, child welfare investigator, type of person, that it's prepared me for this test. And she was like, our work absolutely prepares us for this test, It's like, really? And she was like, she said, your work experience prepared you. You know everything that you need to know. Come at it with that perspective. Don't come at it with, well, my job is this, and I'm limited in that, and that's why, blah, blah, blah. She was like, you will pass. And I believed her when she said it, which was weird, because I guess there was something in me that, I had like written or created this talk in my mind that, oh, maybe social workers who do child welfare work just aren't designed to do clinical practice. I mean, because that really isn't what we do. I had created these narratives in my mind that were really just poor, And so after that really helped me. And so I changed the dialogue in my mind. And I think that has huge implications for me doing well. Is that was one less thing that I had to worry about going in. And so, I go in this morning, this girl, some lady, greets me in the parking lot. She's like, do you work here, or are you here to take a test? And I'm like, I'm I'm here to take a test. She's like, let's do this. And I was like, yeah, thinking to myself, wow, that's positive. But then I was also thinking like, all right, lady, get away from me. You know, I'm in the zone. I was focused and I don't want to waste my time talking to anybody, even though that was nice. But, you know, I could feel the anxiety start to drum up right away as soon as I sat down. The heart pounding, just like, you know, when this lady, I had to write out my stuff, like my frames and my chart and all that stuff. And I ran out of time. And so a lady came up and was like, it's 9 o'clock. Like, you got to start. And I was like, oh shit, thinking to myself. But as she walked away, I was like, I'm finishing this. So I finished it. And I started the test, and I kind of started at a weird, you know, like not how I had prepared myself to start. And so, you know, I go through the test. Like, it was very, like, there were some questions that were difficult, of course. And those kind of threw me for a loop. But most, you know, I finished and I had 20 minutes extra to spare, which I felt like was a lot of time to me. And I took a break. I went to the bathroom and I stuffed a banana down my throat. I drank some Powerade. I went back in there to review my answers and stuff. And then, like, you finish, you run out of time, and all of a sudden you have the surveys to finish. It's like, oh my God, please, like, come on. Like, why do we have to do these surveys? They're so stupid. Who cares what the temperature is? Who cares if the staff were friendly? Like, who cares? Really? Did I pass? Did I not pass? And then you press the button and it's like configuring and thinking about it. And I'm just like, oh my God, like I've done everything that I could have done. Like, there's literally nothing else that I could have done to pass this test. And so I'm just like, it's going through my mind. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, what's the pass? Pass. And I was just like, pass? I passed? No, I did. No, wait, did I? Am I looking at it right? And so I was just kind of sitting there in the cubicle. I think I did a dry cry, like a, because I was so happy. And then by the time I got out, you know, I was serious again because I didn't know if other people passed and all that crap. And I was just like, and so the lady got my paper, you know, after I got my stuff, and she's just like, you passed, like looking like you passed. Like, did you know? And I was just like, thank you. Like, I did actually know that. And she was like, I didn't know if you looked at, you know, she was like, why aren't you excited? I was excited. I was just trying to be considerate. But anyway, of this is to say that, you know, I feel like the content, like, I feel like the content is self-explanatory. I feel like if we passed or got through graduate school, then we're equipped and we're capable. Most of us, you know, there's some weird social workers, but whatever. The majority of us are capable of, you know, becoming licensed clinicians. I think the things that get in the way are, for me at least, was test anxiety. And so if you have that issue, I would suggest doing some of the things that I mentioned, like the self-care, the positive self-talk, like all that stuff is real, you know? And if you ever want to talk about it on a real tip and you're not like a freak of nature type of person, and odds are that you're not a freak of nature if you're on my friends list. I tend to delete those kinds of people. But really, seriously speaking, if you genuinely like need somebody to talk to about the test, please hit me up. Like, just hit me up on Facebook and we'll talk, okay? Have a great day. Believe, believe, believe.